Hello, my lovely soul tribe. Sorry, I just got a chuckle, something that just happened. I guess actually that's a good thing because these energies have been so freaking intense. I guess we need a little laugh every now and then, especially now. Like we really need to raise the vibration. The vibrations have been so crazy. Oh my gosh, even with the clients, and the collective, because I can feel it. It's making me crazy. I feel crazy. They try to raise your vibration too. But my lovely people, don't fret. It is going to end eventually. I guess the universe is really making sure that we're doing our work, right? And that's the challenge in itself. It's time for us to step in our truth, in our authenticity. And in order for us to step into our authenticity, we're going to be challenged left and right with tests of our strength and will, and to see how far we really have come. We're all in a time of an awakening and ascensions. So in order for us, can't even talk right. In order for us to continue moving forward into this new cycle, we really have to take a hard look at ourselves, and people are refusing to do that. They are refusing to do that because it is freaking hard to look at ourselves, because then we have to look at our truths. We have to look at what it is that we need to change within ourselves, right? What limiting beliefs are holding us back? What programming have we created to stop us from moving forward, in the direction that we're supposed to be moving forward to? Because if we're in a stuck place, it's because we're not in alignment with ourselves, right? And this is really what this is all about. It's about knowing your truth, setting your boundaries, releasing those limitations that you put on yourselves, clearing the program and that we created or was created in us, right? And in some cases, it's karma. A lot of karmic cycles are being cleared as well. So we're dealing with a lot of karmic stuff. So maybe things, if you believe in past lives, things that, that we signed up to clear in this lifetime is coming up as well, right? There's so many things that are happening right now. But at the end of the day, it's really, we just need to be grounded. We need to be, open. We need to sit down and just listen to ourselves, listen to our body, listen to our intuition, listen to our subconscious, our higher consciousness, our divine team. They're always here trying to guide us in the right direction. It's just that a lot of us don't listen. And me included, I've been there, done that. It's just easier to stay in an old program and an old way of being than changing. Because change is scary, especially if you are so used to how you've always dealt with things, in your life up to this point, how you've learned to protect yourself, how you've learned, to just get through life, period, right? But now we're at a time where we have to get to this place where we have to trust this process. We have to trust this process, and it is not easy to do, especially if we've had so many lessons and experiences that really created a lot of fears and anxieties within ourselves, right? We really create those fears and anxieties within ourselves. And fear is false experiences appearing real. We have total control over how we choose to create, how we choose to deal with things, right? We have control over what we choose to do, what we choose not to do, the choices that we make. We are in complete control of all of that, right? So it's time for us to take a hard look at ourselves and say, what is not working in our lives? What is no longer fulfilling us emotionally? Where do we need to make those changes? What do we need to do next? How do we take the steps to start that process? And I believe the first step is to just acknowledge that there is change needed. This is the problem. I feel people are just not accepting that there needs to be change within themselves. I mean, in the world, but this is about us. This journey is about us. How are we choosing to move forward in our lives, or not letting ourselves do what it is we need to do to continue moving forward in our lives, right? When we are not in alignment with ourselves, everything goes wrong. And this is what I feel like is happening right now, right? It may have worked in the past because we've learned how to just, get through life, right? Suppress and repress. That's how we learned how to survive, to get through life. But right now, the times are different. We are in a place of awakened state, ascension, and we all on the collective are going through these experiences. It is up to us now to see that for what it is, to start to see what all of those things that we've gone through and all those experiences, how they all were just lessons for us to learn from. And I've always said, it's kind of like a game. It's levels. We got to go from one level to the next level, and we can't graduate and move to the next level until we've gotten through this level, whatever level we're at, right? And everyone is where they're supposed to be in the present moment. But when we start getting shaken up and our lives start getting shaken up, it's because the universe wants us to pay attention, right? And you're going to find throughout life, and probably if you stop to think about it, there is going to be times when we got to for most people, I would say, open, there's going to be experiences that we go through where we're going to feel some really good and highs of that experience. And then there's going to be experiences where we're going to feel the lows and of those experiences, right? So it's more about us learning how to balance both of those, the good experiences and the bad experiences, and combine them so that we can actually take whatever it is that we're supposed to learn. So it's not that we're supposed to be in doom and gloom for the rest of our lives, because we're not supposed to be in doom and gloom. But if you're programming yourself to believe that nothing is ever going to get better, that you're always going to be in the same situation, you're going to meet the same types of relationships, and things are never going to go, and everything is always against me, and this one's against me, and that's against me. When you put yourself in that victim mentality, honestly, what you're doing is creating that. You're creating that. It's like a ripple effect. It's like the more you keep telling yourselves that you're not good enough, that everything happens to you, everything goes wrong, nothing ever happens, there's never going to be love, there's never going to be abundance in any part of our lives. As long as you keep letting yourself be put in that place, and start thinking those things over and over and over, you're really, again, this is how we program ourselves. So you are naturally programming yourself to believe that nothing is going to get better for you. It's about us trusting that it will get better for us if we start to believe and trust that it will. It's all about the belief systems that we create for ourselves. It's not about the belief systems and the programming of others and society. This is our world, our own personal world that we are really supposed to be fine-tuning, right? It is us who needs to take a real hard look at ourselves and say, this is who I am. This is what's not working for me. This is what I want. I no longer want to be in this energy. I don't want to be in this relationship. I don't want to be in this job. And then really starting to take those steps to start creating what it is you truly want. And how I've always said is we know that by those experiences. We know that by the good and the bad. So we're always going to have good and bad put into our lives. It's where do you choose to stay in? What energy do you choose to stay in? The bad all the time, or at least, or in the good, right? So this is where it all comes from. It's really just trusting and believing that everything is going to work out. And I know that's easier said than done, because a lot of people have gone through some really troubling times, really traumatic experiences in their lives. But we're not supposed to let those experiences define us. So what is happening, and I find that this is happening, is we're being shown things, and things are coming up into our consciousness. Situations are like being recreated again. Things that we thought we healed in this past couple of years. There's always layers to different experiences. We always have different layers, right? So there's always remnants left. I feel like what's happening right now is those remnants of that old version of who we are that is trying to come up to the surface, right? It's coming up to the surface because we really need to look at it, So people are angry. And as we get closer to this full moon, I feel like the energy is even more intense, right? The 8/8 portal was so important. That made so many shifts and changes, energetic shifts and changes throughout the collective. So many people went through some heavy stuff, and then we felt the peace. It's like we felt the good, and then we felt the peace. Right? I mean, we felt the hard stuff, and then we felt the good stuff. It's like, it's like, why can't we just stay in this energy, the good, the one that feels really good? Because we got to go through the bad and the negative to balance out the positive, so that we can know the difference. Is what I mean to say. I'm just rambling on and on. So a lot of times when I'm doing this, for people who know me, a lot of times I'm just channeling. So it may come out unclear. It may come out clear. It may come out whatever way it comes out. Right now, the information is coming in so damn fast. And I'm trying to touch on all of it. And so it might come through a little confusing. Hopefully that it is not confusing for you. So let me give you a couple of examples of things that you may be experiencing, what I find a lot of people are experiencing. So most importantly, what I find is a lot of people are going, their fears are coming up to the surface. Addictions, we're being tested with our addictions, right? And addictions can be anything. It could be sex, drugs, alcohol, the way we think to ourselves, our patterns, behaviors, things that we're used to doing, that we felt was our only way of surviving, getting through life, numbing ourselves from the reality of things that are going on into our lives. I also feel like there's a lot of mother womb healing going on too. So any type of mother relationship dynamic, I feel that that's coming up as well too. So healing that part of us if we didn't have a really good relationship with our mothers, and the fathers as well. But I feel like that was something that happened not too long ago. But it's all coming up regardless. All these things that we went through, as a child, up to this point, all of that stuff, those experiences, we've either let it define us, we've let it keep us stuck, or we kind of repeated that pattern, right? So this is what we're trying to do right now, is to clear that and to understand that, especially if we want to talk about parents, family members, they were only doing what they can do, what they knew, yeah, it may not have been the right thing, and it may have affected us in a lot of ways. But again, it is their own stuff. It is their own stuff that they did not ever heal, or ever learn how to worked through. And so it was carried down to our children, right? So we're at this place now where we're trying to clear that, though, not to allow it to continue, not to repeat those patterns of behavior that have been going on from lifetime to lifetime, from generation to generation, right? So there's a lot of anger going on, a lot of people being just angry at their life circumstances, allowing themselves to be in victim mentality. Poor me, nothing ever happens for me, everything goes wrong for me. That's being in victim mentality. And like I was saying earlier, if we continue to tell ourselves those kind of things, those are going to manifest in the reality. Is going to manifest in our experiences, right? It's something that we're going to continue to repeat. We really need to learn to talk to ourselves more in a loving way. And like I said, this is easier said than done, all right? Because I struggle with the same. There's moments when I will put myself in those kind of situations. But what I find from my own experiences and where I am now in my life, I recognize it now when it comes up. And although I may let myself go through it, it goes away quicker than it would before, because I completely understand and recognize why it's happening, where it's coming from. And this is what we're supposed to be seeing. This is what we're supposed to be recognizing. This is what we are supposed to be understanding, right? It's that inner child still looking for that acceptance, that acknowledgement, that love, that nurturing love, and all of these things. We're still in search of it, if we've had so many negative experiences in our life, at this point when we get older, it's like, when is this going to end? Just like this energy, this crazy energy, when is it going to end? It will end when you start to recognize and understand what is going on, where it's coming from, and start taking the steps to change it, right? It's all about changing ourselves from that old version that really didn't serve it. It served us as far as learning lessons, hopefully. But at this point, we are ready to create the lives that we truly want. So there you're going to be thrown all of this stuff with relationships, with jobs, with how you feel about yourself, what you're accepting, what you're tolerating, what you no longer want to tolerate. And if you continue to tolerate things that are not in alignment with you, all it's going to do is continue to keep you set back, right? And then when we get set back and put back in that direction, now we're back in that. It's like a ripple effect. It's like, as long as we continue to stay in situations, experiences, energy, let's use the word energies, that really are non-emotionally fulfilling us, right? Maybe on a temporary basis it may be, but overall it is not. And as long as we keep entertaining this type of energy, whether it's in relationships, jobs, life experience, whatever it is, negative thoughts, the way we talk too, right? It doesn't even have to be so much other people. It's how are you treating yourself? How are you speaking to yourself, right? As long as we continue to stay in that type of energy, this shift into this new cycle is going to be very difficult and very challenging. And that, my loves, is what is going on overall, collectively, what I'm finding and experiencing and feeling and seeing with clients is we're so mad that these things are repeating themselves again, where we may be thrown, another relationship that doesn't serve us, right? Is making us miserable, or a job that's just terrible, and it's just affecting us overall. Those addictions that are rearing their little heads in our existence again, on our all of these things that are coming up, we're getting so angry because we're being forced to change it. And a lot of people do not want to make the changes. So what is going to happen in a situation like that? Well, one, you're going to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you're going to say, that's it, I'm done. And this is what's happening in this shift. I don't want to ever be in that type of energy ever again, because it does not feel good. It feels terrible, right? It feels terrible. So you're either going to make that choice of saying to yourself, I don't want to be in that energy anymore. This is the energy I want to be in. I want to be in the energy of abundance and peace and love, right? Acceptance of myself, loving myself, not looking for it on the outside, because it's never going to work if you're looking for it on the outside. You're never going to be in alignment with yourself if you continue to look for it on the outside, because it is right here inside of you. And this is what's trying to come up. This is what's trying to come up. How long are you going to stay in this relationship that's making you feel miserable, right? How long are you going to stay at this job that is making you sick, right? How long are you going to continue to do these addictions, drugs, drinking, sex, whatever it is, when it's making you sick? How much longer? And how much of this are you going to tolerate? How much longer are you going to keep talking to yourself in a negative way and keeping yourself in victim mentality? How long? Right? We have to get to that breaking point. And this is where I feel like a lot of people are at, where it's like, it's not working anymore. That old way of being is not working anymore. And that is why we are freaking miserable. And that's why so many, I'm not saying everyone, but a lot of people are going through this right now. They're being tested with this old stuff, because that old version has to die. The old version of ourselves is ready to be put down. It is ready to go away. It's ready to rest in peace. We're not supposed to take that old version with us, especially if it's not working for us anymore. And at this time, because we're trying to go into higher frequencies and vibration, a higher consciousness, that lower stuff is not going to align with us anymore. So it is going to make us sick. It is going to repulse us, make us feel all kinds of ways, right? But pay attention. Because again, that is your body, that is your subconscious is talking to you. Your higher self is talking to you. It's saying, okay, enough is enough. Let's do this. It's time to move forward. We are enough. We are lovable. We can do anything that we want to do if we put our minds to it. I no longer need to be in this low vibrational energy. I don't need to be in this relationship anymore because it's easy or familiar, but it's making me miserable. I deserve better and more. And this is what this universe is trying to show you. This is what is trying to be shown. Those experiences are supposed to teach you lessons. They're not supposed to define you and keep you stuck. We keep ourselves stuck by the way that we think about ourselves. Most importantly, how we think about ourselves, what we think about ourselves. Who are we? We're not good enough. Everything happens to me. Everything goes wrong to me. All this negative stuff. Keep telling yourself that. I'm going to tell you, you keep telling yourself that, you're going to believe that, and you're going to manifest that. And it's going to continue to manifest itself. You have to learn how to reprogram. We're at a place now, it's time to change the program. That old program is not working for us anymore. We are in complete control of what we choose to do with this new cycle in our lives. And I know it's easier said than done, but you can do it. You just have to trust and believe. It's time to reprogram ourselves. No more old programs that are not in alignment with us. It's done. It is over. And we will keep struggling and going through these crazy energy shifts in a low vibration if we don't make the change, if we don't accept that it is time to move forward, if we do not trust and believe that we can do it and we can accomplish it. Okay? So that, my love, is just a message I just felt like needed to be shared with you all. And truly listen to yourself. See how you react to things. See what's coming up in your consciousness. See what's repeating itself. Look at your relationships. What's going on? How are you feeling in this relationship? Right? Is it stopping you from being yourself? Are you giving too much to this relationship and getting nothing from it? Is this job just sucking the life out of you? Is these addictions helping you in any way? Right? Is the way we're talking to us in a negative way doing any good for us? No, because we're still miserable. Now, if you talk to yourself in a positive way and you raise your vibration, you're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel amazing. I tell you, when I woke up this morning, I can feel the heavy energies. And I guess that's why I was guided to come on today. I didn't even realize that when I got dressed this morning, I picked a red shirt. And the red is our root chakra. It's the grounding energy, right? I never wear red. Never. But I had, what color was the first shirt I was going to wear? I forget what color it was. I don't remember. It might have been green. I don't even know. But all of a sudden, I was pulled to this shirt that I don't think I've ever even worn. I've probably had it for years, but I've never even worn it. And I was like, I didn't think of it at the moment. I'm like, okay. Because I just felt like I don't look good in red. It just don't do it for me. I'm a purple person, pink, that kind of person. But I was just like, okay, for whatever reason, I didn't even question it. I just took it, changed my top, and put this red top on. And as I'm here talking to you, I'm noticing, I'm like, wow, I'm wearing red, and I never wear red. That goes to show you how intense the energies are today. How intense right before this full moon. It's like you need to ground yourself, Isabella. Because you're going to be hit hard from collective energies, and it's coming at you in all directions. So you need to be as grounded, and then working, of course, with my clients, being prepared. And let me tell you, it's been pretty rough few weeks with clients. They're going through it. They're really going through it. They're angry. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired. They feel like their lives are never going to get better. They're struggling with addictions, anxiety, depression. It's like coming out of the woodwork. Right? Because it's becoming so intense because it is time. But we have to be ready to allow and to trust and to believe. We have to create our own belief system about ourselves and our lives and how we think about ourselves. We shouldn't be taking a belief system or programming or conditioning from others' beliefs and whatever they went through, because their experiences is not our experiences, right? Their time is different than our time. It's a whole nother time, right? Our world is shifting into higher vibration, even though there's a lot of terrible things going on in the world. Individuals are really starting to awaken to their potential and possibilities, and wanting to rise and raise their vibrations, because no one wants to be stuck in that old place anymore, because it's not working for us anymore. It's changing. The new world is beginning to be opened. It's not going to be like the world to be prior to us in the generations' life experiences. We need to clear. So not only are we dealing with this lifetime and our experiences and changing patterns and behaviors of people before us, family and ancestors before us, but we're also now in a process of clearing past lives that we have carried on into this life, right? Yes, and we're going to have our karmic experiences too, where, we sign a contract to say, well, I'm to repay my debt. This is what I have to go through. But we're trying to get to a place right now where we're ready to clear all of that. We're ready to clear the slate, begin new, end the contracts, create new contracts, new programming, changing our lives for the better, raising our vibrations. This is why we're being hit so hard with all of this 3D stuff, So again, I have a client coming, so I need to end this rant. Maybe I'll pull a card really quick while I'm here. But I just want you to know, guys, we're all going through it, right? We're all going through it. No, it's really about where you are right now in your life. Yes, we have to accept where we are, but we also have to understand that if it is not working for us, this card just dropped. Let me grab it. Then it's time to move on. It's time to make some serious changes. Or we're going to always, oh my God, this is freaking hysterical. So look at this word. This came flying out of the deck as I was shuffling. Embrace change. I move easily and confidently through the change in my life. Wow. All right. Spirit has spoken very loud and clear. Couldn't get any clearer than that. Change. Change is scary, but we need to change. We don't want to continue carrying old programming from times before, from family and ancestors before, especially if it's no longer working for us. And in this higher consciousness and higher frequencies that we're all trying to elevate to, all of that stuff is not going to work for us anymore. So we're going to have these nightmares and these outbreaks of anger and sadness and all of this stuff, and be in victim mentality and all of these things. Woo me, it's poor me. No, get out of that. Get out of that energy. Watch how you speak to yourself. So important, because if you keep telling yourself things are not going to change and nothing good is ever going to happen and that you're just doomed, that is exactly what you are going to manifest in your life. Change the way you talk to yourself. Trust, believe that this change is important. It is going to make such a big difference moving forward in a more positive, balanced way. So trust yourselves, love. Trust the information that's coming in, the signs that are coming in. Listen to your subconscious. Allow it to speak to you. Listen to your body, because a lot of people are being faced with a lot of serious illnesses also. A lot of heart problems, kidney problems, liver problems, you name it. We're having so many problems physically in our body because our body is trying to release toxins that we created by our thoughts, by our experiences that we never, ever healed or released, on top of past life shit that we didn't release or heal. Our body has been holding on to it. It's breaking down. And that's why we're having all of these illnesses. It's like, okay, we're trying to get your attention. We're going to give you the most serious illnesses for you to start looking at yourself to see, what do I need to change? How do I truly feel? What do I need to do to feel better, to be in alignment? And really, at the end of the day, it's all you need to do is just love yourself. Know your worth. Know your value. Know that you are an abundant being, that we can create whatever we want for ourselves and be as happy as we want. We can do whatever the frick we want to do. That's how powerful we are. Even just look how powerful we are. You're talking to yourself in a negative way, and you're manifesting all negative stuff. So now imagine if you've reversed that and you start talking about yourself in a good way and all of the amazing things that you are and who you are. Thanking your body, telling your body how much you love it for carrying you through life instead of saying, I hate you. You know what? That ain't work. That's not going to work anymore. It's not going to work. So pay attention how you speak to yourself, how you speak to your body, what you take in, who you're around, when your vibration gets lowered and higher. Know what you're around, what's creating it. Really get to know yourself. And this is what this whole transition has been about. Do you know who you are? Would you like to know who you are? Are you ready? Are you truly ready to make these changes? Then you need to shift the way you think about yourself, the way you talk about yourself, how you talk to yourself, what or who you allow in your energy, in your space. Are they good? Are they lowering your vibration, or are they highering your vibration? We want to be around everything that's a higher vibration. So anything of lower vibration is going to affect us, and that's why it's affecting everyone. So we're at a very, very crucial time in our lives, and it's really important for us to see this. So my loves, I gotta end this session now. If you have any questions or anything, reach out to me at Reikibyisabella@gmail.com. You can visit my website at isabella-reiki.com to see the type of services that I offer. Follow me on YouTube, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. All Reiki by Isabella. And breathe. Drink lots of water and rest. And set your intentions for this upcoming full moon. What do you want to release, and what do you want to see changed in your life? Have an amazing day. Love you all.